welcome back to Exterminate a Doctor Who podcast. And once again, we are joined with Who's He podcast. And today we'll be talking about the latest Doctor Who episode, season 1, episode 7, The Legend of Ruby Sunday. So, Sutekh.
Yeah. You guessed it, didn't you? You said last week's episode might be Sutekh, and I wasn't so certain.
It's slightly too obvious.
But I must tell everybody who's watching this, Scott spotted it for me Saturday morning. He woke up immediately, looked up spoilers, and you told me the bad guy was Sutekh. I was going, don't tell me, and you went and did it anyway.
Too excited.
Too excited.
Although the reveal, I kind of blocked it off my memory, so that even the reveal was a bit like, what's going on?
I know. Well, apparently there were sort of clues all the way through the series, and even the opening titles I've read up today as well. The sparks on the TARDIS, and there's something in the TARDIS light on the top as well in the titles. It's not a light filament. It's something sort of purple and sparking and everything. So and apparently it all stems back to when the Doctor cast the salt back in While Blue Yonder. They're saying that the Sutekh actually hitched a ride on the TARDIS. He's been whispering in the TARDIS' ear, sort of like corrupting the TARDIS. Yeah. So that's how that's why it was around it at the end. But I didn't pick up on it. It's only since I've been reading other things online afterwards. They've gone through the dialogue and stuff.
Doctor changing gravity to mavity.
There's all that. There's all that as well. But I think, you know, when Harriet does a speech about when she's possessed, and she says about the vessel, and the Doctor I can't remember the exact words now, but the Doctor didn't know, or was vain and everything. The vessel was the TARDIS, apparently. So there you go. So what do you think of this one?
What do you think of this?
No, I'm asking you first. I'll ask you first. So what do you think?
I thought it was probably the best one this season. Even though it says Legend of Ruby Sunday, though, I don't think there was enough explored into that.
Well, no, the whole... you say it's the best one this season, I agree, but the bar's been very low this season for me, I'm afraid. It's not been a very good season at all, really. It's been the odd good moment and the odd halfway decent episode. But even this wasn't fantastic. It wasn't brilliant because it was still quite slow-paced. Awful lot of build-up. And I don't know about you, I felt like the whole Ruby Sunday's mother thing had been forgotten about, really. And then all of a sudden it's bam, we're back to it, and you got that and Mrs. Flood and who the big bad is. Everything's all happening at once, and I think it's a bit...
I think maybe Mrs. Flood is connected to Sutekh, like what have they been calling it? The pantheon of gods.
I really don't know who Mrs. Flood is supposed to be, because she hasn't been in it hardly at all this season, apart from the big build-up about her being this mysterious character who's hardly been in this series. And all she does is seems to break the fourth wall all the time, and sort of like gives off dialogue of doom and portents and stuff like that. And it's all a bit, well,
what about happened to poor Cherry Sunday? Did she get a cup of tea in the end?
Probably not. No, she doesn't have a cup of tea. Sad. Yes, I really don't know. I don't know. It was good. I enjoyed this one. Because I remember Pyramids of Mars from, was it 1975, whenever it was. I remember watching it on the television and being absolutely petrified by the mummies rather than Sutekh. But yeah, it was good. It was good. But again, it was a whole lot of build up. We don't still really know who Susan Twist is. We know she's just like one of the harbingers of Sutekh, but why was she being seen throughout all the Doctor's travels? Was it something to do with Sutekh? I'm sure we'll find out in Empire of Death next week.
I mean, imagine she might not even be a real person. She might just be made up by Sutekh, potentially.
Maybe.
Or maybe she is a real person, but she's kind of just forgotten. Because maybe they'll explore into her backstory and stuff. It
could be. I think that there's an awful lot to wrap up next week, and I think I don't think everything is going to get wrapped up next week. I think Mrs. Flood won't. She's in the next season. I think that's still going to be a mystery for next season. I might get an answer to Ruby Sunday's mother. We don't know. I like the time window thing. That was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
I really liked that, actually. I thought it was quite creepy.
Have we ever had a time window?
No, we haven't. No, that's a new thing. That is a new
That's
thing.
quite cool.
Because it's not quite time travel. It's like stepping into a painting, isn't it? And you still seeing the events happen around you. But
like Susan Twist did, basically.
yeah,
She stepped into.
It could be. It could. I reckon the time window is going to be the thing that resolves it next week.
Oh,
I
maybe.
think, actually.
Because maybe the time window can see the future.
Yeah, maybe.
Potentially. Because I think it can see everything. Like it even saw.
Yeah. So it's not time travel. It's almost like the holodeck out of Star Trek. Really, it's a bit like that. But yeah, I liked it. I like the fact it was like the video they took the footage from, that old VCR thing, because it was all grainy and black and white. I thought it was really effective. Actually,
Yeah.
I really liked it. I like the fact they've got Gabriel Wolf back to do the voice of Sutek. And for modern Who viewers, he was the voice of the Beast in the Satan Pit and the Impossible Planet.
But why did Ruby's not birth mother, her adopted mother, say, "I know what it is. It's the Beast"? But how did she know what it is?
I don't know.
Maybe she was possessed. Maybe because it seems like sometimes it seemed like Mel was like doing that.
She saw something in there, didn't she? But I don't know. I think people are saying that RTD's now going to retrofit this into things like the Satan Pit because it's Gabriel Wolf's voice again. I hope they don't do that. I hope it is just Sutek. Yeah, exactly. Because I think, a lot of modern fans probably won't know anything about Sutek from the point of Doctor Who, or even if you don't know anything about Egyptology either. But obviously you've watched. Have you watched Pyramids of Mars?
No.
You haven't? So did you know who Sutek was?
Yeah, I think every Doctor Who fan has heard of him.
Yeah.
Or at least in clips of him. Or
Yeah,
something
clips.
like that.
Yeah. But
It's kind of.
well, I'm going to say it's one of the Pyramids of Mars, one of the classics of Doctor Who, and one of the classics from Tom Baker's era. And if you haven't watched it, I'd say go and watch Pyramids of Mars because it is an absolute classic and it is very, very scary.
On BBC iPlayer or BritBox, or you can buy it on DVD.
Yes, indeed. It's one of the ones you can watch on Brit.
Yes.
Not BritBox has gone.
Oh, can you not watch it on BritBox?
No, BritBox has gone. So it's on iPlayer only in the UK.
And DVD, obviously.
And DVD, yes. It is on another service somewhere else in the world, but I can't remember what it's called.
An Australian
I think so. Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It is streamed elsewhere, but I can't think what it's called now. But good. But the thing is, though, it made me excited for next week. Though it was a good cliffhanger.
Was good.
What do you think of the CGI Sutek though?
Oh, that was good.
You like that, did you?
Yeah, although because the original one, although he was a good villain, it wasn't as good as it looks now. Because the original one, I know it wasn't going to look the best.
He just sat there, but that was part of his prison.
With glowing eyes.
He was in prison there, but the whole thing about it explains why. If you watch Pyramids of Mars, and I think if you watch the Tales of the TARDIS which is on the UK on BBC4 this coming Thursday, and which Thursday the 20th. If we are going to get this out before Thursday, aren't we? Is this going to go before Thursday?
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
I can make it after Thursday.
Yeah, so there's a Tales of the TARDIS, which apparently is to do with Pyramids of Mars. So watch that. It's been cut down from a 4-parter down to like a 75-minute thing, like they did with the Daleks.
But it's not like that choppy.
I hope not, but I think there is an edit, like a 60-minute edit of Pyramids of Mars out there anyway. So, but definitely watch it. It's a really, really great story. It's wonderful. And for people who've been following my podcast over the years, it was 13 years ago we released our first episode, and it was Pyramids of Mars. Ooh. We did a commentary for it. So so it's definitely one of our favourites, that one. Definitely. So, but what do you think of the performances this week?
Yeah. I think they were really good, actually. And it seems like Mel has quite a lot to do.
Oh, Mel was great.
Good. They finally gave us something to do.
Mel was great. She's like, when the doctor's feeling sorry for himself, have you finished? Stop grizzling. Oh, that was great.
So she's like, she's sort of like, it's just not being so screamy, saying, "Hey, glitz," and then all of that. And
I like what they've done with Mel though, because I felt sorry for Bonnie Langford because that's what she was told to do back in the day. She was just told to scream.
She's probably glad she left. She probably would have had like a sore throat. I
don't know. I think she would have stuck around. But I think
the screaming got a bit enough.
Yeah, I think she wasn't asked to do a lot really. But on Big Finish, Mel Bush is really good as well. It's cut down all the screaming stuff.
And it adds more computer expert knowledge because she's meant to be a
computer
like a
programmer.
expert thing.
Yeah, and in this now, she's working for UNIT, and she's an undercover agent as well. Yeah, I thought that was.
She had more to do than the main companion.
She did actually. Ruby was sidelined this week, wasn't she? She really was.
She's in the title.
Yeah.
It's like,
but
I
thought what she did though was good.
Yeah, everyone did something good. Even like characters like Morris did.
He was good actually.
I
I was worried about Lenny Rush being there because child actors in anything really, it's a very fine line
Look at Fear.
between good or or super annoying. And he was really good. I thought as well as he was playing a child genius, which can be smug and annoying as well as a character.
But he wasn't. He wasn't like
no, he
going
wasn't.
on
He was
about
really
how smart
good.
he was and stuff.
Yeah, no,
the
he
character
was good.
was well acted and written.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
know,
I really liked him. He was good.
I think it's Russell Davies' best work in this new reboot. Cause
it's still not perfect by any stretch of the imagination.
No, nothing can ever be perfect.
No,
there's always flaws, but
it's one of the best ones he's done so far. But let's hope that he sticks the landing, as it were. The next week's is a good payoff to all this build up and everything.
I think it's glad that
the other thing we talked about is Susan.
Oh yeah,
obviously the Doctor thinking that the Susan Twist character, it Susan Tribe, we should call her really, could be his granddaughter.
There's this character. There's this character in Empire of Death called Kind Woman, and it's just been labelled. If you go to check like characters in next week's episode, it just says Kind Woman. So the Kind Woman might be Susan. It could be like older Ruby. It could be Ruby's mum.
Well, do you do spoilers on this podcast?
I mean, sure. Do you want to say something?
Yeah. Well, apparently, Caroline Ford has filmed something for this. It's probably just a little cameo. But there was something on.
Maybe it's like a mini Tales of the TARDIS.
It could be. She could be in that. She could be in Tales of the TARDIS. Exactly.
She could appear.
Yeah, she could be in that. That's a very good point, actually.
It depends when this Tales of the TARDIS is set, because there's a scene where people are thinking, you know what, Mel's in like that jumper. You know, that's what people think is the memory TARDIS.
I think this is going to tie in with before, because the Doctor says about the memories of a time machine, and that's what does the whole memory TARDIS. So I think that's how it's all going to fit in.
Or maybe it's something to do with like the TARDIS consciousness and like the time window. The time windows like Ruby's like timeline thing. They mix together and they create this memory TARDIS.
Could be, yeah.
And it brings back these old companions.
Yeah.
So they can just see.
Yeah.
So the TARDIS
old
can
doctors
feed off
or
of
whoever's left alive.
So the TARDIS can sort of save itself by feeding off of.
It could be, yeah.
Like feeding off of the adventures or something.
Yeah, might be something like that.
Something
Who knows?
Like that.
Who knows? There's got to be some kind of explanation why there's a memory TARDIS now as well. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
But I was going to say that I'm not going to spoil this one because it might not be true, but because I think it's been taken down, so it might have been someone might have hacked the page. But there was another guest star.
Let's see. Who was the guest star? There's meant to be like a big guest star. Who was it?
There wasn't. No.
Oh, is it next episode?
No. Well, I can't remember if it was this episode or the next episode, but there was, it might be a bit of a hoax. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to say anything in case it's not true. And if it is true, I really don't want to spoil the surprise.
Well, if Caroline Ford is returning, we're going to Derby this year. Again, I've already announced it, but she might say something about it.
Yes, we're going to Hooverville in
She might say something about that there.
Yeah, she might do. She might do.
Potentially.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. So would you rate this 1 out of 10? It's your show. You should be saying all this stuff.
Yeah,
ask me instead then.
What do you think is your rating?
My rating? I think it's a good 8 out of 10. This one actually.
Yeah, I'd say 8.5.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's better than other ones like Space Babies.
Again, it was a fairly quiet episode, and it all picked up at the end.
RTD's writing is sort of progressively in the season. It's gotten better and better and better. It's like he picked the ones.
He still leans on. The reason I give it an 8 out of 10 is because it's a very quiet episode. And it's everything happens at the end, like Utopia. as well. People, if you haven't watched Utopia, when the master
Did he
makes
write Utopia?
he did, yeah.
I
And again, not a
enjoyed
lot
that.
happens, and then it all happens in the last 10 minutes. And this is basically what happened in this one. But he follows a particular sort of pattern when it comes to writing stuff. So yet again, you've got like a genius giving away something free to the world. So Susan Troll's going to give away technology and everything,
like all the Wi-Fi
and then
stuff.
making an announcement to the world. Again, that's been done as well in things like the Last of the Time, not Last of the Time, it was End of Time. It was done with that one when you had the I think it's meant to be President Obama was going to announce something that's going to save the economy of the world.
And in like Sound of John, because there was like a TV broadcast where the master was announcing stuff of like the big robot, the circle ones with spikes coming out of them.
I forgot what they're called.
They're called round circle spiky things.
Yeah, so it's all kind of been done before, really. So that's why I marked it.
But
as
it's also
as an 8.
But if it hasn't been done before, what would you rate it out of?
I'll still probably give it an 8 because it was still a fairly quiet episode and everything just happened in the last 10 minutes. So there was still nothing given away. There was
there was a slight build, slightly build.
Yeah,
when that creature thing. I mean, what was that thing?
That was Sutek.
Sutek.
It was Sutek,
yeah.
But quite why he was in the time window, we don't know yet.
Maybe he's or maybe it's because something.
Or maybe he was always there at that time when Ruby was dropped off as a child.
Maybe.
I think that's what they might be saying. But.
Maybe Ruby is sort of like a creation of Sutek, and maybe the mother is also like it doesn't appear because it's like Sutek or something behind it.
Oh, we'll find out. We've only got a few more days to find out, and that's it. That's the series over.
Although people are thinking about why they had like the Doctor and Ruby had sort of like a costume change, and where was Mel with them? So I wonder what happens. Maybe Mel went up to something else. How do they like?
We don't know. We don't know where this fits at the moment, do we? So, no. So okay.
Before we end this though.
Oh yes, okay.
We've got a trailer to watch.
Oh, okay.
I am the night, the terror. The earth is dying. I did this.
I swear to you, with both the hearts of the last of the Time Lords, I will stop you.
Okay, so that was the trailer.
Doesn't give a lot away, does it?
It doesn't give a lot away, but it's cool. It's a good trailer.
Cool,
As we saw, we sort of referred to it when talking about Mel and like costume change and stuff just a few minutes ago now, actually. So what did you think of that trailer that we saw on like the TV?
Oh, it gave nothing away. It doesn't. I can't really comment on it. Really, it doesn't really tell you anything. Which is good.
Well, you see that there's like sand,
Yeah, that's just like the end of the world, isn't
dust
it? Really,
covering the world.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something to do with like I don't know. Maybe it's to do with. Maybe it's Sutek and he's taken over the world, but somehow they managed to like reverse what happened and like the whole human race just forgets about it. A bit like in series 3.
That always happens, doesn't it? It always happens. The human race forgets. Yeah,
the human race forgets about a lot.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of cataclysmic events they've all forgotten about.
Yes.
Yeah, but okay, cool.
Okay.
Done. Yeah.
That's done. It doesn't give a lot away, but it's sort of like they uploaded it on the Doctor Who YouTube channel, but it was said as a next time trailer, even though it wasn't actually a proper next time trailer.
Well, they're not going to give anything away.
It was a TV trailer. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's to be continued. They're not going to let anything slip, are they? Really? So.
I know the TARDIS on Thursday, but when we do our review on Empire of Death next week, I might do it on Tales of the TARDIS, and then we'll do it on Empire of Death. And then I'm thinking we figure out where this would go in between those.
Well, it might be explained anyway.
Yeah, it might be explained. Might be explained.
Okay. We're done?
We're done.
Cool. Excellent.
Okay, so thank you so much for watching today's episode of Exterminate. Yes. And we shall see you in next week.
Yes, next week. Bye-bye.